Welcome back, everybody. It's your local real estate agent, and today I want to share with you the 3 things your Arizona landlord doesn't want you to know. Number 1, Arizona landlords probably don't want you to know that Arizona is a landlord state. What on earth does that mean? It means that the laws are in favor of the landlord. So be careful and tread lightly. Doesn't necessarily mean that you don't have any rights yourself. But because they favor inside of the landlord, if you don't do the steps required necessary, or you don't follow the proper procedures, there's a greater chance that you're not going to win your case in court. You know those 10-day notices that your landlord sends you whenever you're in breach of contract? You can do the same. Most people don't know this, but part of following the appropriate procedures is to serve your landlord a 10-day notice. Now, be very mindful that this can be a very costly process. So you want to make sure that you understand, have thoroughly read your lease, you understand the proper procedures and taking them to court, and you're fully aware of the expenses. Because there's still a chance that you may not win that in court. So be sure that you have all the evidence possible if you feel like you need to take your landlord to court. This one is a huge one. And being someone who's actually worked in the industry myself, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Get everything in writing. Nothing verbal will ever stand up in court. There's actually a known trick that I was taught that managers will sometimes try to call an in-person meeting. Essentially, the purpose of this in-person meeting is to try to come to some kind of agreement. In some cases, depending on the manager's style, not all managers are like this, but depending on the manager's style, they may throw a couple of promises at you. But if they're not willing to put that in contract or to put it in some form of writing, including an email, then it doesn't stand. I had to deal with far too many residents that unfortunately were made false promises that I couldn't keep because they didn't have it in writing. So if you ever encounter a manager that wants to promise you anything, it needs to be in writing. And I'll tell you right now that meeting with the manager or even the front office is absolutely a waste of time. Don't get me wrong, go up there and talk to them if you feel like that might help. Maybe the resolution can be taken care of by having that conversation. But if you're in a position where something is just off, you feel injustice, maybe even severe, get it in writing. Because if you do have to go to court, that is your only piece of evidence. Anything that was said verbally that wasn't written down or recorded doesn't stand in court. And be mindful, some videos also don't stand in court. So be very careful. Make sure you're partnered with the right team and make sure you understand your lease agreement.